Back to K-Sports Sunday. Here we have Kunal on the phone with us. Hi, Kunal. Happy birthday. You're 42 now, right?
Thank you.
You're 42 now, right?
Yes.
It's good to know. Good to know. So, how do you feel about, have you been watching the NBA playoffs?
Yeah, I have, and it's been just a crazy playoff. Teams are getting out, like the Mavericks, to huge leads in the beginning of games, and they're just falling and making close games, and no game really has been dominated by one team except for Game 1 of the Miami-Chicago series, where the Bulls won by 21 points, but it's been just close every game, and it's been one of the best playoffs I've seen in a while.
So, guys, what do you think about this?
Well, first, Kunal, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Kunal,
Yeah.
the world didn't end yesterday. You had a birthday today, and I just want to know one thing. How do you get a parade on your birthday, and I didn't get anything on mine?
I don't know, it's not for me. Maybe it was. Maybe they planned it specifically because they knew I was going to move here, and
Yeah.
maybe it was for me, but...
I mean, you get a parade? A parade for your birthday? I mean, you might be getting a little too big for this show. I don't know. I mean, we don't have a budget. We don't have a budget that can handle a parade. We just don't.
Uh-huh.
Kunal, as you watch these games, as you mentioned, the whole aspect of the Celtics and the Lakers being out of the playoffs this early, I think it's taken some of the enthusiasm away from the general NBA public. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I think it's just different having the two biggest teams in the NBA franchise-wise out of it. It's just giving these younger and better teams a bigger shot. And I think it changes the way they look at the game, saying that we're going to have more shots at this because both the Lakers and the Celtics are slumping, and they're going to get more shots, which will boost up their confidence, I think. And that's why they're playing so well.
Hey, Kunal, this is Josh. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Happy birthday. I just wanted to ask a question about the NBA playoffs, a little related to Jimmy. With Dallas and Oklahoma City, you know, these are two, I mean, Dallas was in the finals, I think, back in 2006. So it's the first time they've been here since then. Now, do you think that overall, with Oklahoma City winning Game 2, I believe, what are your thoughts overall in the series so far, and who do you think is going to win?
Well, Oklahoma City is, I think, the youngest team in the NBA, and it's just new for them coming into the conference finals, and it's just like a bigger stage for them, having more viewers, and there are just more jitters in that young team, and they just don't have the number of veterans like Dallas has. They have a lot of older people like Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Kidd, and Jason Terry, who have all played in the playoffs and know how to play. And I think the Thunder will end up winning the series, win Game 4, 6, and 7, and it will be a long and hard-fought 7-game series.
Wow.
Age before beauty. I mean, Dallas has been there before. Oklahoma hasn't. It's all about the experience, what you're bringing to the table. Oklahoma City's just not bringing enough to the table.
So you disagree with Kunal?
I do.
Okay, so you think that
Alex,
Dallas?
you got a question?
I think Dallas has got
What do you
this.
think, Alex?
Do you think with the Lakers and Celtics being out of the playoffs, do you think this is a new era of basketball teams coming around?
Definitely, because those are the two biggest franchises, as I said, and it's just going to be a new opening door for all the other teams, the young teams like Oklahoma City and like Chicago, who I think will make many more runs for the finals. And I think the Celtics and the Lakers are both over unless they pick up big-name players like the Lakers may get Chris Paul or the big-name Dwight Howard, and that would actually make their teams better and give them maybe one more push for their 17th NBA championship.
I was breaking up a little bit. I missed a lot of that, but I mean,
No, he was thinking.
Well, do you have a question for him?
No, he wanted to pick up the thought. He was saying that he thinks that, well, Kunal thinks that the Celtics may be going that way, the Lakers may be going that way. I don't agree with that. I think what will happen is they will make some moves, both of those teams in regards to the players that he mentioned. They will go after a Dwight Howard, the Lakers will. They will go after a Darren Williams, the point guard from New Jersey, if they can, to strengthen their situation, because I believe that Derek Fisher's about to retire. He only has maybe a year left maybe. And I just think that the Lakers, I think the whole thing with the Lakers this year was this internal strife is what really hurt that team. Now the new coach, whether it's going to be Brian Shaw or whoever, they got to figure out what they're going to do. They just have to figure out what they're going to do.
I think it's the
All
question.
right, Kunal, thanks for joining us once again. Let's toss it back to Logan. Logan?
Thanks, Josh. One of the biggest sports stories of this weekend is the revelation of Lance Armstrong. Seven-time Tour de France champ is being accused again of using performance-enhancing drugs. By this time, former teammate and Massachusetts native Tyler Hamilton. Here's CBS Armin Katian with this story.
Armstrong wins the Tour de France.
In the face of more than a decade of accusations and investigations, there was a line 7-time Tour de France champion Lance Armstrong says he never crossed: the use of illegal performance-enhancing drugs.
I have never doped. I can say it again, but I've said it for 7 years. It doesn't help.
But now in an interview set to run on 60 Minutes this Sunday, one of Armstrong's closest former teammates, U.S. Olympic gold medalist Tyler Hamilton, tells correspondent Scott Pelley the details behind what Hamilton claims was Armstrong's systematic doping.
Hamilton told us that Armstrong was doping the very first time he won the Tour. One of the drugs was called EPO, which boosts production of red blood cells to enhance endurance. He was using EPO in the Tour de France in 1999.
Correct.
He was using EPO in the Tour de France in the year 2000.
He used it before to prepare for the Tour.
And what about the Tour in 2001?
He used it to prepare for the Tour. I can't say that he used it during the Tour.
What did you actually witness?
I saw it in his refrigerator, you know. I saw him inject it more than one time.
You saw Lance Armstrong inject EPO?
Yeah, like we all did. Like I did many, many times.
Hamilton's high-flying career crashed in its own drug scandal. Today, Armstrong is currently under investigation for doping-related charges by a federal grand jury in Los Angeles, which is known to have taken testimony from both Hamilton and another American rider said to have direct knowledge of Armstrong's illegal drug use. In a statement to 60 Minutes, an Armstrong attorney cites the fact Armstrong is the most tested athlete in history, passing nearly 500 tests over 20 years of competition, and that stories of this kind are motivated by the desire for money and the need for attention.
Armin Katian couldn't have said it better. Lance Armstrong using drugs is probably one of the worst things that could have happened, but I believe that since he had cancer and came back to cycling, that's one of the biggest rewards he could have. But he's also hungry for the need of attention, he's need for money, and all the other teammates are jealous. That's basically what I think, but what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, it's, first of all, even no matter if it's true or not, it's such a sad situation to see Lance Armstrong have to deal with this now. All this, I mean, the guy has recovered from cancer in such an inspiring and admirable way that so many people who have had cancer, who might ride bicycles, have looked up to him and said, you know what, if he could do that, why can't I fix my own problems and do what he did? Mm-hmm. And so, whether it's true or not, first of all, the guy, why would he do it now? Why would he come out now and say it along with his other teammates? Did they plan this along before going out to say it? I mean, obviously we don't know yet, and where's their evidence? Mm-hmm. For one thing, if they're going to show off, don't you think they should show off some evidence or something?
Well, I mean, the guy who's coming out right now and saying it, he's coming out with a book right now. And,
right.
I mean, this is the time.
It's about money.
It's his book. It's about, he just thought it was about time that he said something. But I think he says, listen, in the interview, he says, I did it, my teammates did it, I saw Lance do it. He's just looking for attention right now.
What do you think, Alex?
I think he's completely jealous. Lance Armstrong is not only the best biker ever, he's one of the best athletes in sports history. he may have used performance-enhancing drugs, but just about everybody in the sport does it. And I'm sure the people that are saying that he has may have even done it themselves. Yeah, why are they coming out now? Why didn't they come out when he was in his prime, when he was winning every Tour de France?
Well, there were questions of that while he was riding. I got a chance to cover that whole period of time of those 7 incredible Tour de France rides. And Lance was not popular in France because they wanted a Frenchman to win. There's always been a whole bunch of mess surrounding this. But the bottom line is this. It still comes down to what in court you would say is hearsay evidence. It's these guys saying this. Where's the proof? The bottom line is 500 drug tests. 500 plus drug tests.
That's something.
And he didn't flunk one of them.
Right.
Look, you got to give me some tangible evidence if you're going to paint that on somebody. Like you said, all of a sudden you're just jumping in saying he did this. Who are you going to go after? Some mid-range cyclist or Tyler Hamilton or Hinkeby? Those guys? No, you're going to go after the biggest name in the sport. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to accuse him because everybody will read the book if I accuse him.
And then, of course, also he mentioned. I mean, one of the things he mentioned was that he sometimes saw it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, well, why not show us, right? Like it's in the fridge. He's not hiding it from anyone, right? Why? For one thing, here's what I honestly don't get about it. The most important thing is that if he, as you mentioned, in his prime, don't you think that would have been the best time to show it off? Because if you're in the spotlight, then you're getting all the attention. You're the best athlete on the planet. If you can do it then, that can totally bring down the image.
But they were all making money off of him then. You don't
So you're saying it's all about
cash
business.
cow. You don't hurt the cash cow. So basically, now he's gone. Now we can do all this mess now.
Well, it's such an interesting.
That's what they're talking about.
It's an amazing debate, and we'll see what happens tonight on 60 Minutes. I'm sure all of us will be watching that, and we'll see what.
Oh, I know. Yeah, because we go back to Logan. Because before we go back to Logan, think about this, and think about this as you're looking at it. Here's a scenario of a man who has had everything. He's reached the pinnacle of his sport. And so many times in our lives today, we always have to find a way to try to bring the top person down. Maybe it's Lance Armstrong's time to come down. Tiger Woods, all of them. I don't know. You know, my whole thing is that you're going to have to give me some tangible evidence before I am going to go along those lines. I want to see some tests or something.
Very interesting stuff. And let's send it back to Logan one more time. Logan?
Thanks, Josh. And thank you, Jimmy, for joining us in our studio today. It was a pleasure having you. That will do it for K-Sports Sunday. I'm here for the guys and everybody. I'm Logan Hughes. Thank you for joining us, and have a good night.